Hello friends, welcome to Stories with Aarna. Today we are going to read Usborne Young reading The Clumsy Crocodile. Story by Felicity Everett, illustrated by Alex DeWolf, read by Vishnupriya and
Aarna.
Great, let's start The Clumsy Crocodile.
He looks very clumsy.
Hey, let's start. Chapter 1 Everglades. Cassy Green was on her way to work. It was the very first day of her new job. She was going to work at Everglades, the biggest and best store in town. It sold things you just couldn't buy anywhere else. So, when Cassy got a job there, she was as pleased as Punch. What are the things that are sold in the departmental store? Let's read here. Toy department, China department, exotic pet department, robot department, luxury goods department, and there was a food hall in this departmental store. So that's quite a big departmental store. First, Cassy was sent to work in the China department. After only 10 minutes, she had sold 60 cups and saucers to a very rich lady. She was doing well. Cassy packed the china carefully into a box. She was as gentle as a crocodile can be, but maybe just a little slow. The lady began to get impatient. Impatient means somebody who wanted things to be done quickly and not wanting to waste any more time. So she was getting impatient that Cassy is taking so much time. Cassy quickly tied a big bow on the box. She didn't want the lady to be cross. Cross means angry. Not her very first customer. But as Cassy picked up the box, disaster struck. The lady is saying, "Now be careful." She packed it upside down. 60 cups and saucers smashed onto the ground. Crash! With a big, loud crash. The customer stamped her feet angrily and left. Cassy is saying, "Oops."
Oopsie de doopsie.
Look, the box is upside down.
Yes.
Next, Cassy was sent to the toy department. She hoped there was less to break. She didn't want any more accidents. "I must put this ball away," she thought. "Someone could trip over it and have a bad fall." But as she bent down, her tail swung out behind her. The toy express was knocked right off its rails. The train fell off the rails.
Doopsies.
So she was sent to the food hall. But there, things went from bad to worse. "Oops," she sang. Cassy tripped over a stool. A bowl of salad flew into the air and landed on Ernest Everglade's head. Ernest Everglade owned the departmental store. He was Cassy's boss, and he was not a happy man. "Go to my office," he yelled. "Now!" Trembling, Cassy obeyed. Chapter 2 A Cross Boss.
And boss rhyme.
That's right, cross and boss rhyme. Cross means angry. Ernest Everglade was furious. He liked salad, but not on his head. "Go and don't ever come back," he told Cassy. "I don't want a clumsy crocodile in my store." And look here, Cassy is feeling sad and upset about how her first day is turning out to be. Cassie begged and pleaded. She pleaded and begged. Just give me one more chance. I'll be very careful, she promised. But Mr. Everglade was more interested in his newspaper. He wasn't even listening to Cassie. I'll pay for anything I break, the crocodile is saying. At last, he looked up. I don't have time for you, he sighed. Some jewel thieves are in town, the famous greedy boys. Hey, see, the newspaper says greedy boys escape from jail. Posh jelly thieves seen in Scramley. Cassie gasped. Everyone had heard of the greedy boys, but she still wanted her job back. She began to cry. Now Mr. Everglade couldn't stand crying. He would do anything to stop it. Okay, he said. Go to the luxury goods department first thing Monday morning. Oh, thank you. You won't regret it. I promise, Cassie said. Chapter 3, Getting It Right. The next day was Sunday. Cassie worked hard at home, getting ready for Monday. Let's see what is she trying to do. She emptied her cupboards and stacked everything inside them. She stacked every pot, plate, cup, and saucer in the house. The stacks got wobblier and wobblier, and higher and higher.
I wonder if they fall.
Next, she found paper, scissors, ribbon, and tape. She wrapped everything she could get her hands on. Why are balls so round? She is wondering. So, what is she doing here? Here she is practicing walking around all these fragile and delicate things so that she doesn't end up breaking them when she is at work. Here she is trying to practice packing. And here we see how she has packed. When she had finished wrapping, Cassie was exhausted. Exhausted means tired. All she wanted to do was sit down. But when she looked for her comfiest chair, there was just one small problem. What is that problem?
She wrapped it.
Yes, she wrapped the chair. So, she set up her mirror and served imaginary customers. A flying pig? Try the pet department, sir. I'm sorry, madam. We don't sell crocodile skin handbags. She's practicing. You don't like your spotted socks, sir? I'll stain them at once. And she smiled her toothy crocodile smile until her whole face ached. Ached means pained. Can I help you? So she's trying to be as best as she can at the job by practicing at home. Mr. Everglade will be proud of me. Finally, Cassie put on her Everglades badge and admired herself in the mirror. She looked perfect. It says, Cassie, may I help you? The badge is saying. Chapter 4, Cassie in Charge. On Monday morning, Cassie was the first to arrive in the luxury goods department. Only the security guard was there. He had been guarding the store during the night. I think right now he's munching and eating something.
Popcorns.
The guard was finishing his breakfast. He was very pleased to see Cassie. Now he could go home to bed. I'll be off now. You're here. Cassie was nervous. She didn't want to be left alone in the store. Do you have to go? She's asking. You'll be fine, said the guard. Just keep an eye on the Everglades Emerald. Ooh, this is the Everglades Emerald and so big and huge, sparkly. Yes. Don't worry, you can count on me, she's saying. The guard left. Cassy wasn't nervous anymore. She felt important. She was in charge. In charge means someone who is responsible. The Everglades Emerald was the most expensive thing in the store. It was kept in a case of extra strong glass. Cassy thought it was the most beautiful jewel she had ever seen. But Cassy wasn't the only one admiring the emerald. Hiding behind a pot were Nigel and Rupert, the greedy boys. What a beauty, sighed Nigel. But look, yes, but look at that case, said Rupert. How will we ever break the glass? And look here, on the glass is written extra strong glass. Never fear, Nigel whispered. And as Cassy wandered away from the emerald, Nigel took something from his pocket. Chapter 5 Disaster. Nigel held up a small whistle. My secret weapon, he said. It can't be heard by humans, but it can. He put the whistle to his lips and blew. The case exploded. Exploded means burst. Shatter glass, he finished. So his whistle shattered the glass. He grinned. The Everglade Emerald was theirs for the taking. Smash, tinkle, tinkle, crash. The whole glass case broke. At last, gasped Rupert. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Nigel and Rupert sneaked out from their hiding place. Their eyes glittered with greed. Now to collect our prize, said Nigel. We'll be the richest men in the world, they are both saying as they leave with the emerald.
That's not their prize.
Oh, yes. The thieves crept closer to the emerald, but Nigel had made a big mistake. He was right about humans not being able to hear his whistle. What he didn't know was that animals could hear it. Hey, thought Cassy. The Toy Train Express. She spun around ready to race to the toy department, forgetting her trail, which swung around her, too. This time, it hooked a priceless pearl necklace. Cassy tugged her tail. Oops! The necklace snapped. Pearls went everywhere and Cassy went flying. Ah! Ow! So did the greedy boys. The rolling pearls sent them skidding to the floor. They tumbled to the ground, bringing the Everglade Emerald with them. So everything fell. Cassy turned to see the greedy boys lying in a heap. Oh no! Customers! She cried and rushed over to help them. Please let me help. I'm so sorry. Rupert was groaning in agony. Nigel still had his eye on the emerald. He wouldn't let a clumsy crocodile ruin his plans. He had waited years to steal this giant gem. I'm black and blue all over, he's saying. It can still be mine. It has to be, this guy is saying. Oops! Cassy fell down on the emerald. In her hurry to help, Cassy tripped. She slid across the floor, her arms thrust out, and collided nose first with a table which held Everglades' ancient treasures. The table wobbled, the treasure wobbled, then they crashed to the floor. Oops, everything is tumbling. Cassie got up. She was horrified. What had she done? One of the ancient pots had toppled off the table, straight into her customer's head. So close, I can almost touch it. They are trying to still get the emerald. Now, they are caught under that pot. What is going on here? Asked Mr. Everglade as he walked inside. At that moment, the boss walked in. Cassie started to explain, but Mr. Everglade wasn't listening. My tail, it got I slid, she's trying to explain. He had seen the Everglades emerald lying on the floor. What's that doing there? Then he saw the pot and the legs and the bag lying next to them, and he quickly put two and two together. That means he tried to understand what was happening, which he did. He was no longer a cross boss. He was a very pleased and excited boss. He picked up the emerald and beamed at Cassie. Well done! You have saved the Everglades emerald. Cassie was puzzled. Mr. Everglade pointed to the pot. And you have caught the greedy boys, he added. Oh, so I have, said Cassy. Chapter 6 Cassy the Hero. That afternoon, the boss gave a party for Cassy. Oh, look, so many people are coming to this departmental store. The whole town was invited, except for the greedy boys. Nigel and Rupert were both safely behind bars. It was the best party ever. There was singing and dancing, cake and ice cream, and fantastic fizzing fireworks.
Ooh.
Then Cassie was given a medal. It was the proudest moment of her life. She was a hero. This banner says, Congratulations, Cassie. After the party, Mr. Everglade smiled at Cassie. I have got a new job for you, he said. He didn't want Cassie to be an assistant anymore. All the photographers are saying, what a crock! This will make the front page. Over here, Cassie. Everyone is trying to get photos of Cassie. Instead, she became Everglades' chief taster and tester, with her tail tucked firmly beneath her. This board on her door says Cassie's office, tasting and testing department. And that's the end of our story, The Clumsy Crocodile. Hope you enjoyed reading with us. Don't forget to subscribe so we can read stories every day together.
Clumsy, clumsy.
See you next time. Bye-bye.